Good morning, Anokijig family, or perhaps it's middle of the day for you. This is Heidi here. Welcome to my impromptu yoga studio here in the basement of my house. And today I'm inviting you to join me in a short little yoga vinyasa sequence to re-energize. Perhaps it's getting ready for the day, or perhaps it's after a lot of studying and you need a little break to move your body. So our workout today is going to be short. All you need is a yoga mat, nothing else is required, and just be ready to move your body. So if you're ready with those things, go ahead and join me in mountain pose. For mountain pose, our feet are about shoulder width apart. We're trying to feel the inner and outer ball of our feet and our inner and outer heel of our feet. So try and find your balance there. And with our arms, let us spiral them upward. So thumbs to the back, pinkies forward. And here, let's find our breath. Go ahead and inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Take two more with me. Feel those lungs expand. That belly fill like a balloon. Now for mountain pose, we're going to do a little bit of rotation. Stand sideways, you can stay forward where you're at. Go ahead and reach your hands straight out in front of you, palms facing. And from here, take your left hand and reach it behind you. Go ahead and open up those shoulders. Your gaze should be over the back hand. And come back to center, and let's go the other way. One more time. Don't forget to breathe. Do notice your shoulders. Are they up near your ears? Like this? Push them down. And last. Excellent. Nice job. Go ahead and shake those out a little bit. From here, we're going to forward fold. So, I like to start with arms up. We're going to hinge at our waist and forward fold. Our goal being to touch the ground. And if that's not happening for you, go wherever you're at. If your knees are bent in order to touch the ground, that's okay. Honor where you are at. Go ahead and take your head, let it fall, and look behind you. Look through those legs. Let's wake those legs up a little bit. Go ahead and crouch, down, and back up. Down again, and back up. Trying to get our rear end as high as we can. Now on your next inhale, you're going to come into what is called half lift. So for half lift, hands are going to go to shins. We're going to come up and nice flat back. Our gaze is down at our mat. Back to forward fold. Half flip. And this time, instead of going back down, I want you to plant your hands in front of you. Fingertips wide. We're going to go ahead and step back into downward dog. Goal is to get those heels on the floor, but we may not be there yet. In downward dog, you want to push those hips high, let that chest sink low, and if your shoulders are up at your ears, go ahead and sink those elbows down. Rotate them inwards, and our head falls heavy. Don't forget to breathe. This is a tough one. Go ahead, if your dog is not quite there, those heels aren't on the ground, you can walk your dog. Go ahead and kind of pedal that out. Take your dog for a little walk. Come back to both heels down. And from here, we're going to pitch forward with our body to make a straight line from our head to the backs of our heels into plank. So without moving your hands, Rotate those hips around. And you'll notice in plank, my rear end's not up here, and my rear end's not down here. A nice straight line from top of head to back of heel, and our shoulders are over our elbows, and our elbows are over our wrists. Keep breathing. Make sure that that belly is pulled in nice and tight. From here, we're going to power down, but with resistance. We're going to take some chaturanga. So we're going to keep our elbows to our sides. Lower slowly to the ground. When we get there, push back up, but this time, flip your feet over so that you are on the tops of your feet. Head forward. Nice space between shoulders and ears. This is upward dog. 2 deep breaths. Good. Go ahead and flip those feet back over and push back to downward dog. Nice. How are we doing? Doing okay? We're into the heart of our workout. We're gonna power through. So next, raise your right leg behind you. Foot is flexed. This is called one-legged dog. And we're going to step through, putting our foot up where our hands are. If you can't get there in one step, it's okay. Wiggle your way on up. You want your knee inside your arms. So we are in a nice lunge here, knee over ankle. And from here, we're going to push up with our arms and arch back, a beginning of a back bend, into crescent lunge. So find your balance, start to push up, raise up, power through those legs, you are strong. Arms come above the head. You may need to find a focus spot somewhere on your ceiling. And be sure that your tailbone is tucked under. We are fully engaged, and a nice deep breath. Excellent. Go ahead and bring it back on down. Both hands plant on the mat. Go ahead and push back to downward dog. A nice stretch here. Okay, let's do the other side. Left leg raises, foot is flexed. One-legged down dog. And let's step it through into our lunge. I'm definitely not as flexible on one side as I am on the other. So, leg is nice and tight under our core. Go ahead and pick up. Find that balance. A little wobbly. Engage that core. Make sure you've got no sleepy inner thighs. Pull them together. There we go. Fingertips are tall and strong. We're filling up our lungs. Energizing breath. And bring it on down. Nicely done. Alright, from here, back to downward dog. Just for a moment to recover. Go ahead and step it on forward. Go ahead and stay in this forward fold position, however. We're going to do what is called standing splits. So, first step, one foot stays planted, hands can stay planted. Raise up that one foot, just like we did in three-legged dog. These balance poses are really good for activating those muscles, those little smaller muscles, the ones that keep us upright, the ones that really improve our posture. And from standing splits, we're going to go into single leg mountain pose. So go ahead and bring it on through, but don't drop it. And raise everything up. That bent leg is at a 90-degree angle. Foot remains flexed. Find that focus spot. Are you still breathing? Maybe a little heavier than before? Fill those lungs. And go ahead and set it on down. And let's forward fold. The other side. For standing splits, go ahead and raise up the other leg. Careful not to flip it around. Keep it nice and in line. Foot is flexed. Really pushing with that heel. And then let's raise it on up and bring it through. Tighten the core. Gaze follows your hands. Could you put a glass of water on your raised leg right now? Or would it slide off? Go ahead and bring that all down. Back down to mountain pose. Last thing we're going to do is some cat-cat. Really helps to stretch our spine. So we're going to come down onto all fours on our mat. Nice and level. Make sure there's some good space between your shoulders and your ears. So on our inhale, we're going to let our belly drop, kind of flex our hips up, push our chest forward, and our head can come forward and back. This is on the inhale. And on the exhale, you're going to turn into a scaredy cat on Halloween. So exhale out, everything rounds. Head comes down, hips under. Push that back nice and rounded. That's your exhale. On the inhale, let's reverse it for cow. Let everything sink low. Exhale, round it out for cat. Let's do one more set. Inhale and exhale. Nice job. Let's close out our practice today. Keep your toes together, your knees out wide. Go ahead and sink back with your hips. We're going to take child's pose. Top of your forehead is going to come down to the mat as far as you can. Let those arms reach out in front of you, but keep them engaged. Don't let them go all limp and your rear end pop up. Keep those arms engaged, pushing those hips down. Let the forehead rest on the mat. Child's pose. A very restorative pose. Whenever you are finding yourself stressed out, maybe a pose is too difficult for you, you can always come back to child's pose. One more breath here. All right, go ahead and push up from child's pose. Go ahead and sit cross-legged on your mat. Your hands can find your knees, some space between those shoulders and ears. Might just do a little bit of head rolling left to right. Nice and gentle. Go ahead and find our breath. Sometimes you can find your breath and really connect your breath by taking one hand over your heart and one hand on your belly. Channel that energy to whatever is on your task list for the day. One step at a time. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center, gentle prayer hands, and raise up your thumbs to the third eye. Light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel more energized today, and feel free to come back to this video whenever you may need it. Take care, and we'll see you real soon.